Blood! Blood! Americans don't know how to cure coronavirus. I teach you. Good bread. Plenty butter. Plenty butter. Plenty garlic on the bread. Toast the bread, butter, garlic, salt, pepper. Oh, I Slavic man. I eat garlic bread. Tastes good. Make you healthy. I've become Jamaican. You're actually really nice. Eat this. Remember. Listen to me now, clearly. I've been trying to avoid corona, cure corona. Listen, remember vitamin C is bullshit. It's never been proved to be effective to have any effect on your immune system. But garlic has had many studies on how effective it is at curing illnesses. Garlic is like the ultimate superfood. Raw especially. So just eat raw garlic. Eat a clove of raw, you know the apple a day keeps the doctor away? Bullshit. But a clove or two of raw garlic a day, that will keep any doctor away from you for months. They can't even come near you. Listen, you gotta be eating raw garlic on toast. If you ain't, then you're not gonna survive this shit. And make sure you got plenty vodka. Make sure you got plenty vodka in your body. My Yugoslavic aunties lived into their hundreds, even though they smoked and drank every day. This is why. Fresh garlic every day for breakfast. And it tastes fucking good. Bitches don't know. I've got a long, hard day of anime watching ahead of me. I plan to finish UG Ultimate Girls, which is the plot of this video, so that's first. I need to finish that so I can make this very video that you're watching. Then I plan to finish Hidamari's sketch Honeycomb, which you may be surprised that I haven't finished, given that Hidamari sketch is like one of my favourite shows of all time. The reason I never finished it is because, I'm gonna be real, I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to reach the end of Hidamari. And I've been like, you know what, that's kind of a stupid attitude. I should just finish the show. So I'm going to finish that. And then, other than that, you know, I don't really have... Wait, there was something else I wanted to do. You'll see. I'm sure I'll talk about it at some point in this video. But most importantly, UG Ultimate Girls first, Hidamari Honeycomb next. Maybe some other episodes of other shows. But those two I want to finish today. So let's get fucking the ball rolling.
Morning. 9 were killed at the airport.
Trapaholics Mixtape.
Boy, I heard you on that fuck shit, nigga, fuck you. Pulled up with the Mac 10, let it dump school. Dropped out, I'm in the trap house, nigga, fuck school. Thraxed out, pull the blade out, then it's done through. Backwoods, bring the grams out, smoking skunk, skirt off, bumping Gucci Mane, out the trunk, rob a hoe, finna rob my hoe, cause I can trust you. Dirty Vans, standing on the couch, nigga, fuck you.
So that's one more show over. I just finished UG Ultimate Girls, and that is not a sentence I expected to say before I started this show. Even when I started this show, I really expected to drop it, because it didn't look very good, and the two shows I'd seen before it were also not very good. I thought I had finished the good stuff from winter 2005. The show, by the way, if you are keeping up with me, you may have noticed that I missed a show. I have completely skipped over Jinky Extended. Now the reason for that is because I briefly mentioned it in my last video, and I will now briefly mention it here before I get to the meat of UG Ultimate Girls. And that's because Jinky extended his shit, and I dropped it before I even finished the first episode. It's just it in my. I mean, I'm sure someone out there is gonna enjoy it, but for me, the cardinal sin of anime is when you try and do the melodrama before you've got the setup of why I should care about these characters. And this show does that in the first episode. It's just not even worth my time. Also, it's like the intrigue of the plot was just, well, it didn't work. It wasn't intriguing. It's a mecha show, which is like not really my genre. The girl who's supposed to be like the main girl is like just not moe at all. As in, like, they try to make her moe. Like, clearly the intention is that she's a moe girl, but she's just not. It's badly written. It looks like shit. The voice acting is not very good. It's just a bad show, so I dropped it after the first episode. But Yuji Ultimate Girls, here's a show that really just smashed my expectations. And that's probably because my expectations were quite low. Yuji Ultimate Girls is a parody, comedy parody show of Ultraman and giant transforming hero shows. So yeah, mostly Ultraman. So if you've watched at least a little bit of Ultraman, you're gonna get a couple of jokes and references. But there's a lot of jokes and references in this show. Now the only way to describe the humor in this show is low brow. This is a smutty, like, ecchi comedy with like, there is constant sex jokes, constant fan service, like there's titties in the transformation sequences and stuff, there's pantsuit shots, there's everything you want from a smutty fan service show. Like, it's not trying to be, actually, I'll get to that, but like, generally, it's pretty good at what it's trying to do. Like, it's not trying, it's trash done well, as I believe is the title of this video. It's like, it hits all the nails. It hits all the marks that you expect a trashy kind of smutty show to hit. It's funny. It's like, the girls are, well, like, when they need to be sexy, they're sexy. When they need to be cute, they're cute. Except I didn't really like the main girl that much, but the two other girls were good. To give you a hint as to what sort of show this is. So there's three girls that are like transforming heroes, giant heroes that fight big kaiju, like an Ultraman episode. And the three different heroes' names are Big Boobs, Small Boobs, and Lolly. Ultimate Girl Big Boobs, Ultimate Girl Small Boobs, and Ultimate Girl Lolly. So that's the sort of show this is. And the gimmick of their fighting is that as they fight, they only have a limited amount of time where they can be transformed, and as the timer ticks down, their costume slowly disintegrates, so they become slowly naked. It's not a fucking art house, fucking philosophically deep show. It's a show where you just watch these girls that have minor comedy and get naked, and that's the point of it. And it's full of otaku bait. There's loads of references. There's references to, let me see, what ones did I see? Gundam, Evangelion, the Galaxy Express 999, which came out of nowhere. There was another one that was really obvious. Oh, Ultraman, of course. But there was not, and Godzilla, of course. But there was another one that I forgot. But yeah, there's a lot of like on the nose references. They also go to Comiket at one point. Comiket. At one point, like it's all about it. Like, half the show takes place in Akiba. One of the girls is a cosplay otaku, this is actually one of the best points about the show. A lot of the times, fan servicey shows, they need an excuse to get the girls naked, right? Of course, but all the girls are generally, the stereotypical, as soon as any, like, the super moe type of Genki girls or airbrain girls, airheaded girls that are, they as soon as anything even slightly lewd happens to them, you get the Hasukashi Kya, and then the camera pulls back, you get that bullshit. And that does exist in this show. This is why I don't like the main character, because she's a very generic kind of that character. But then one of the other the other two main girls, one of them, the cosplay girl, just doesn't care about being seen naked at all. which is like quite a funny premise. Like you get some funny moments because she just doesn't give a fuck about being naked or anything, because she actually, but not because of she's like an exhibitionist. She just likes the attention, because she's a cosplayer, which is I mean, sure, maybe from a point. Maybe from a standpoint, if you're taking this a little too seriously, you might think that's an unhealthy view of cosplayers, that they just like being naked because they love attention. But for the sake of the comedy in this show, I think I can just let it pass, because it's not really that important. It's not trying to pretend that this is how things really are. And then there's the other girl who's the cosplay girl is Ultimate Girl Lolly, and then the other girl, Ultimate Girl Big Boobs, Gyunyu. She's a big titty lesbian blonde girl, which is always nice to see. So where does this show fall apart? Well, I would say in general, 80% of this show is fine. It's like pretty solid. The main criticisms are that the animation is incredibly inconsistent, and the drawings are just incredibly inconsistent in general. Like sometimes they'll go off model. Like half the time the lip flaps are like, I know lip flap syncing is not the biggest deal, but like to a distracting degree, the lip flaps are not synced up. Like they'll just be, it's bad. It's not done well. The drawings are off model all the time. The animation can get really janky, especially, which is weird, like in the girls' transformation sequences, where I cannot fucking flip this card onto the deck. There we go. In the girls' transformation sequences, there's like a lot of janky perspective, because they're supposed to be getting big, but you have nothing to, like, it's just like a weird background, so you can't, there's nothing to compare them to, so there's no sense of scale, so it kind of just looks like their perspective is getting warped. It's really weird. Also, the transformation sequences, there are titties, so be warned, this is a lewd show, if that wasn't clear enough. So yeah, the perspective and the animation is janky, but also there is some surprisingly good, out of nowhere, like randomly, like surprisingly well done cuts in here, especially during the fights. There will be like one or two cuts that are just like super fluid, like it's like they have one good key animator on the team who just did a few of these fighting cuts. And I'm sure someone would be bothered to look up who that was, but I am not. This show was directed by the same person who did, well, I don't think many of you will have heard of these shows. He mostly did obscure kind of shows, but Corrector Yui, which I actually haven't seen yet, but I've been planning to watch it for a while, and Arcade Fighter something, which seems to be quite a similar show, except instead of about transforming heroes, it's about a girl who's like a competitive arcade game player, and she has magical pantsu or something. It's like it seems to have a very similar kind of fan servicey, smarty vibe to this show. But Corrector Yui is like a magical girl show, which I've been planning to watch for a while now. But so yeah, other than that, the director hasn't really done anything crazy big or impressive. The girls' designs are good in general, but the other big flaw. So yeah, even though the animation and actual art quality is not that great, the character designs are pretty solid, and the monster designs, like, they're not supposed to be like cool or scary. They're not supposed to be cool like in a real show. It's a parody, so they're mostly comedic. A lot of dick jokes. It's quite funny. But this is low. This is the lowest of the low brow. This is like one level up from fart humor. If that, it might even be one level down, depending on where you rank sex humor, but it's mostly that sort of shit. And so apart from the animation being janky, which I can basically give a pass because it's a comedy, it doesn't really matter that much if the animation isn't great, or if the art goes off model, or the drawings aren't consistent or something. It's not that important, even though it can be distracting. It was clearly done by not enough people working too fast. But the main problem with this show
really is that they actually do try and slide some serious romance plots in there. Not fully serious. Like, towards the beginning of the show, they're mostly undercut with comedy. Like, they're kind of ironic. A lot of the romance scenes are, like, ironic. Like, for example, they have a classic scene where one of the people is, like running away crying, and another person's like chasing after them calling their name, except that they're both saying "nya" at the end of their sentences because they happen to be dressed in cat ears at the time, it's like clearly supposed to be kind of a parody of that sort of scene. Also, this show's like weirdly ahead of its time. Like it's definitely takes a lot of cues from Magical Girl shows because they have a typical Magical Girl transformation scene, and they're literally magical girls. I mean, they're transforming. It's slightly more on the side of like an Ultraman kind of transformation, but it's still got Magical Girl elements to it, especially the transformation sequences and, you know, that sort of thing. And, I mean, Nanoha only came out in fucking hell, that was bad. I can't believe I dropped all those cards. But Nanoha, which I believe is widely regarded as the first Magical Girl show targeted towards a mainly otaku audience, right, if Digibro is to be believed, in his Nanoha franchise retrospective video, Nanoha came out in 2004, so this is, like, to be in 2005, already to what could be a modern sort of level of otaku bait Magical Girl stuff, is, like, pretty ahead of its time, and the character designs are also surprisingly modern for something from 2005. It kind of... I don't really know what the character designs remind me of. They're pretty good. Like, they're solid. Especially the cosplay girl. She's pretty cute. She has glasses and stuff. Yes, and short hair. Like, fuck yes. I would say if you have a giantess fetish, and I mean fetish in the sexual sense, not in the just the autistic sense I was talking about it before. If you have a giantess fetish, you're gonna fucking love this show because it's all about giant naked girls. But yeah, there is, like, most of the series, the sort of serious, more dramatic romance elements, they're boring, but, like, I can sort of see why they're in there, but then towards the last, like, 3 episodes-ish, they get a little too confident in their writers, and try and actually write a semi-serious romance plot, and it just doesn't work, especially the final 2 episodes just really fall on their ass, because they become way less funny. They just try and focus a lot on the romance they've been building up through the series, which is completely not interesting because it's the 2 most bland characters having a romance. So yeah, I can't really recommend that. But what I can recommend about the show is that each episode's only 15 minutes long, including OP and ED. So it's probably only like 12 minutes long per episode. It's super easy to watch, and it's only 13 episodes. So it's super easy to just get through. If you, like, I guess that's one of the reasons I didn't want to drop it so late in. Like, a lot of shows, if they started going downhill towards the end, I wouldn't feel bad about missing out on the ending, because I would think, well, it's not going to be satisfying anyway. But for this, I was like, well, it's only like, I only have to spend 20 minutes watching these last 2 episodes, so it's not like I'm wasting that much time. I may as well just barge through them. So that's a plus. This show definitely doesn't overstay its welcome. So overall, I would say I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. If you are a fan of Ultraman and you're a fan of smutty humour, give this one a watch. If you like fan servicey shows, this one's decent. Especially if the character designs look good to you, I'd say look up some of the pictures, some of the promo art, if the character designs look good for you. But it's not anything particularly like crazy, special, amazing. But it's fine. It's a 6 out of 10. That's what that means. And now for the segment where I talk about something completely unrelated to the anime I'm supposed to be talking about.
Alright, today's been a pretty productive day. You know, I watched the UG finished two shows, technically 3 maybe. Watched the UG Ultimate Girls, which obviously you know. Finished Hidamari Sketch, finally, all of it, the final OVA and everything. It's over. It's very good. Good show. Finished that. I think I watched like 6 episodes of that, 7 episodes of that, and then I'm gonna watch something else at some point today, probably Aria or Paniponi. Who knows? Who knows? But overall, I've been banging out this anime game. I've been killing the game recently. As the only reasonable human being, I'm also the only reasonable anime consumer. And well, one more thing. What was I gonna say? What was my one more thing? Oh yeah, I updated the wall of text. Can you? I put a on there. I'm filming with the front facing camera. Can I flip the camera mid recording? No. Alright, let me try. Can I do this? No, that doesn't work. Alright, I'm just gonna desperately point the camera in that direction and hope it works. I got the U now, and even more based. Let me zoom in a little. I'm actually gonna try and stand up and get it behind me. Alright, here we go. So, there you go. It's the text is gonna be backwards, but I think you can tell what it is. There. Right there. That is someone I like to call Jesus Christ. This drawing of Jesus Christ is now on my wall, and as well as this drawing. Where is it? There. Oh, it's not showing up very well. Come on, camera. I believe in you. There you go, that'll do it. So overall, not bad day. I feel kind of sick recently. I don't know if I've got corona or something. Probably not. I mean, I don't have a temperature. I just feel kind of weirdly, like, sick. I eat lots of garlic. Hope it goes away. You saw my video. You saw the beginning. What else have I done recently that I wanted to mention? Ah, yes. I watched A War in the Pocket, the Gundam OVA, for the first time. Maybe that deserves its own video. Nah, I don't have that much to say about it. It was pretty good. Still not really my thing. The pacing is, like, so slow and deliberate that it's like... I'm just like, come on, mate. It's like, it takes its time. It's in no fucking rush to get anywhere. But the characters were really well written. The plot's pretty fucking dark and harrowing. But I don't really like the way it looks. Like, I just don't like the way that, like, the thin sort of lines. I don't like that aesthetic. And the character designs I don't really find appealing at all. The robot designs I don't really find appealing at all. Which is a pretty important thing for a mecha show. But the actual way they were animated, like the way they moved, was really good, and the effects animation was great, of course. It was a weird. It's a weird thing. It definitely like made very clear to me how anime is a medium, not a genre, because it's like that sort of show is pretty unrelated to the shit I like. Like, it may as well come from a completely different culture. Which I guess it does. Like, mecha culture and Iyashikei culture don't intersect that much. Imagine a mecha Iyashikei show. That would be fucking sick. I think that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm gonna end this video now. Goodbye.